All right, so just to start things off, thank you so much for everyone who's here this evening. We thank you for CREC to actually have this center, this relief center. One of the conversations that took place earlier tonight had to do with climate change and what is happening and how many different states are being impacted. But especially right now, our Caribbean families who are arriving from the U.S. Virgin Islands, from Puerto Rico, from other places. And this is one of the first places that they come to. My name is Wildelise Bermudez. I'm a Hartford City Councilwoman with the Working Families Party. And I'm here today joined by my council colleagues and also our Mayor, Luke Bronin. And Mayor, if you want to say a couple of words. Thank you.
Sure. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who made this relief center possible and made it happen. And first and foremost to CREC, Alvarado and the entire team at CREC, Greg, State Representative McGee, everybody at CREC who saw that vision right from the start, recognizing that our city needed a center where individuals and families coming from the Caribbean islands without the winter clothes, without essentials, without that support network, could have one place to come to and get that support in a one-stop shop. I really admire all of you for that recognition, and not only for recognizing it, but for then taking the step to bring everybody together to make it possible. So, it was just a couple months ago that we were in this room with stakeholders and representatives from dozens of organizations thinking about how this would be possible. Those organizations would not have been here without your leadership, and this would not have gotten done without your leadership. And so I just want to say thank you and express my tremendous respect and gratitude to you for that. Also to all the organizations who are part of it, because this really is a center that has brought together dozens of organizations. This is a place where individuals and families can come to get connected to career services. They can get connected to FEMA. They can get connected to those who can help them find housing. It is also a place that, through the generosity of hundreds of people, has built up a storeroom where you can come get winter clothes, you can come get food, you can come get school supplies. And I encourage anyone who is still willing to give, especially at this holiday time, is moved by the Spirit to give. There's still more needed, but also want to encourage and get the word out that anybody who has come over from the islands, that's displaced by those terrible hurricanes, that's living in our community, this is here for you as a resource, and we hope that you come take advantage of it. I also just want to say that this is part of a broader effort. I'm proud, and I think we are fortunate to be in a state where all levels of government are working together, and right now, when those planes land from Puerto Rico in Bradley, there are people there to greet folks coming off of those planes and help them navigate the system, help them find the resources that are available. I want to say thank you to our firefighters who are here tonight, to all of the city employees who have been a part of this effort, our housing team, our Department of Health and Human Services, Children, Youth, and Families, and most importantly, we're here at CREC, an educational organization. The Hartford Public Schools, its partner in educating the kids of Hartford and the kids of this region, has also worked hard to set up a welcome center inside of Hartford Public Schools. We have had hundreds of students now enroll in the Hartford Public Schools, having been displaced by those hurricanes. And I want to just say thank you to Superintendent Dr. Leslie Torres Rodriguez and her team, who've been working hard to make sure that they're prepared. The most important thing is to do all this in partnership with great organizations like Catholic Charities, great organizations like CREC, great organizations that are doing work every single day, but are coming together in new partnerships in new ways right now at an extraordinarily important time. So I've already talked for much too long. I just want to say thank you again. Again, if you've got some whether it's food or clothes to donate, please come donate it. And if you are in need of those things, please come here. That's why this center was set up. Thanks, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Okay. So we also wanted to, thank you, Mayor. We wanted to say on behalf of City Council and those of us who are here today, and as I mentioned before, joined by Councilman John Gale, also with Councilwoman Gwendolyn Thames, and also by Councilman Jimmy Sanchez. And if in terms of council representation, we introduced the resolution, and if a couple could step forward in terms of why it was important for us to sign on a resolution to make it possible to have an event like this today.
Sure. Thank you, Councilwoman Bermudez. So on that point, you know, in light of all of the recent weather tragedies that have occurred, you know, and understanding the influx of specifically our citizens from and friends and family from Puerto Rico and the island, we recognized that we were going to experience that influx because Hartford has over 50% of its population that are Puerto Rican. So we knew that that was going to come in. From my colleagues, Jimmy Sanchez and Will DeLees, I remember us after a council meeting, you know, really putting our heads together and just saying, what can we do as council members to really help this community and welcome them? And knowing that this resource was here, we found the best way that we could do that was to support this resource and bring attention to this resource with people donating resources of their time, monetary gifts, and or perishable toiletries and all the necessities and essential items that individual needs. That's what we thought we can do. So that's what this was about, us coming together and really spreading the word in the community that this is here. We need a community effort, and this is really what it's about. When you have partners like CREC, Hartford Public Schools, the City of Hartford, and others that can come together, the power of community and really our folks feeling welcome in the City of Hartford. So I'm grateful for everyone who's been a part of this effort, and we know that as time moves on and FEMA benefits start to sunset, there's going to be an increasing need for our families to be able to have this continued service and to connect them to housing and help them transition. So there's going to be more and more need for that, and we want to continue to support this and ensure that we can help those families transition to more permanent, stable environments. So from my, you know, at the risk of sounding repetitive because the mayor said it as well as Councilman Bermudez, this is really a community effort. This is about us coming together as a community and being accepting and welcoming of everyone. And that Hartford is a diverse community. We celebrate diversity, and we want to ensure that we're doing all we can for all of our citizens that are here and that are coming here, that this is a welcoming community. So again, I want to thank everybody for their participation. This is one, I believe, of many events because again, this is there's going to be more need that's going to be needed. My understanding, last count, talking to Hartford Public Schools, there was about 480 families that had enrolled to the Hartford Public Schools. So we know that's an extraordinary number in a short period of time, and there's going to be more coming. So we have to really make sure that we're prepared and we continue to do these efforts that we're doing. So thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. At this time, we would like to call forward our State Representative Edwin Vargas, and also State Representative Brendan McGee, to say a couple of words in terms of, again, why we're all here.
Why am I talking? Oh, perfect. All right, so cool. Full disclosure, I'm also a state representative, and I am so honored, number one, to be with all of my colleagues here, but most importantly, with the family and friends that support this center. I'm also a CREC employee. And so I have the grand opportunity to represent families on both sides of the coin, if you would. And so it's such a delight as a CREC employee to be a part of such an endeavor that helps families, at the risk of repeating what the mayor said, of helping families throughout the entire state, but those that are coming into the greater Hartford region. One of the primary goals that we wanted to achieve with this center is to provide a one-stop shop for all families coming in. So their immediate needs, food, clothing, a sense of family and love and all of that good stuff when families arrive here, we wanted to provide to them. But we also wanted case management, right? People who are coming in that don't speak English needed that support, and so we were able to provide bilingual staffing. But CREC didn't do it alone. CREC took the lead, but CREC didn't do it alone. It was partners throughout this entire region, Capital Workforce Partners, Capital Workforce Partners, Catholic charities, you name it, they were all here. And I think I probably left one out. I see one of my colleagues mouthing to me, one agency that I left out. If you mouth it again, I'll probably repeat it. Deborah, I'm looking right at you. Thank you, Charter Oak Health Center. Thank you. And so it's just been a delight. And I know I'm kind of babbling on now, but I'm here with my colleague, Representative Edwin Vargas, and also in his absence, Representative Angel Arce. He's been a chief champion in all of the work that's been happening here. But I got to say, it's not just one person, it's not just one organization, it's not just one elected official, it's all of us coming together to provide a helping hand to our friends and families that are coming in from the island in Puerto Rico. So I'm just delighted. So thank you so much, Will Delise, for the work.
Yes, I'd like to add my thanks to all the many organizations that came together to make sure that when people came from the Virgin Islands or from Puerto Rico, that they were able to get the kind of support that they need. I know we still have a shortage of housing. If people have, vacancies or know of housing that's available, that's still in the area of need. I'd just like to say that everybody has pitched in. I'm very proud to represent the city of Hartford at the State House of Representatives, along with my colleague, Brandon McGee, and with Angel Arce, whose district we happen to be in right now, the 4th Assembly District. But, I'm especially proud of the fact that the state of Connecticut, the city of Hartford, our school system, all our government agencies have pitched in. It's, a state that is going through hard economic times, a small state. We're similar in size to Puerto Rico, about 3.5 million people, similar in size geographically and in population to Puerto Rico. And there's been an effort on the part of the community to rise to the occasion. And I'm very proud of the fact we were able to help directly the island by sending people down there. I'm proud that our Governor Malloy, responded so well to this. I'm happy that all the state agencies have responded to this. And but like I tell people, this is not a 50-yard dash. This is something that's going to linger on for years. And so we have to be ready for a long-term marathon to help people over a long-term period of time. So I especially want to thank Councilwoman Will Delise Bermudez and her aide, Jason Ortiz. They always keep me informed of everything that's going on with the Puerto Rican agenda. And they've said what's happening here with the community that's coming here to the city is a microcosm of what's happening on the island. So in a way, if we can succeed here, we're giving hope to everybody that we can succeed everywhere. Thank you.
We'd like to call Pedro Sayas from the Hartford Public Schools.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. Please excuse me if I'm a little bit slow. I had some late lunch of carne frita con mofongo, and I'm still trying to recover. I want to thank especially the Hartford City Council and Will Delise Bermudez for her leadership. And by the way, I'm here representing the Superintendent of Schools. She couldn't make it today because she's meeting with parents following up on yesterday's big board meeting regarding school restructuring. So I'm here representing her. I want to thank City Council for all their efforts, Mayor Bronin for the leadership in providing solutions to this very big problem. I have to say that I'm very proud of Hartford and the state of Connecticut for what we have been doing for my country, Puerto Rico. In my case, and Rep. Vargas stole my thunder. I was going to say the same thing. It's not a 100-meter dash. This is a marathon. On my end, personally, I've had to send a couple of power generators to Puerto Rico, countless number of battery packets. So this is going to be a long struggle, and we have to make sure that that we, as a state, as a city, and as a nation, we support Puerto Rico to overcome, and not only Puerto Rico, obviously, all our fellow brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. As far as global warming, making sure that we can turn back the tide on that issue, because if we have these sort of storms coming over every 3 to 5 years, it's going to be very hard to inhabit that part of the world. But also, Puerto Rico was struggling economically before the hurricanes, and now the need is really exploding for everyone. There's a lot of need. People are losing their jobs. People are not getting paychecks. So it's not just about power and water and food, which is very important, but also stabilizing the country and the society. Our schools have been doing a lot of work. Our students felt the need to raise funds and raise awareness about the situation. McDonough School, Sanchez School, they've all had their events to support the people in Puerto Rico and the people who are coming in from Puerto Rico. I want to announce an event on December 31st. It's the Roberto Clemente annual celebration event. This is the sixth year in a row that we celebrated. And there will be a coat drive and a winter gear drive to donate to this center. So whatever we get at Sports and Medical Science Academy on December 31st, 11 a.m., will be donated to this center. I see Mayra Lozada is in the crowd. I know the Lozada Foundation has also made a generous donation to the victims of the hurricane. And let me see if I'm missing something. And also, as the mayor mentioned, Hartford Public Schools also has a hub to help families enroll in school and find their way here in the Hartford region. It's the center, the Welcome Center, or Centro de Bienvenida para las Familias. It's in 960 Main Street, at the first floor of our central office. And just today, we received a very generous donation from supporters in the Farmington Valley. So this goes beyond Hartford, and we're very happy to see that the whole state is looking out for our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. And and I want everybody to know, all the Puerto Ricans, all the U.S. Virgin Islands, people who are here because of this emergency, that we are happy to have you here. We are ready to support you, and all that we ask is that you reach out to us so that we can provide that support and also learn how we can best support you. Thank you very much.
And we would also like to hear from the Executive Director from CREC. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Greg Florio. I am the Executive Director of the Capital Region Education Council, or CREC. I want to thank the Hartford Council, Mayor Bronin, our state representatives who join us. I also want to give a very special thank you to Representative Angel Arce. He was a force in helping us move this forward in many ways, physically, working tirelessly to make sure that we were stocked, and working in the community to make sure that people were aware of the center and what we could do here, and making sure that we were properly funded and we had the materials we needed to serve people. So again, thank you very much for doing this. I do want to also compliment the Hartford schools. CREC is an educational organization. We're a regional education service center. We serve the capital region. And literally, I think it was the end of September, we started thinking as an organization what we could do to help the school districts in the region who we knew were going to be receiving families that were relocating to the area. I extend my compliments to Hartford and New Britain and some of the other school districts who have done so much to make sure that families felt welcome. But we also knew that there would be a need for other services. And in about a month, from idea to this center being opened, it happened. And it happened because we have tremendous community partners. We have tremendous energy in our organization, but so many other organizations, the city, some of the regional partners, some of the council members, state representatives came together and made sure that this happened. I want to thank, as I think she was mentioned already, Ora Alvarado and Marianne Pascone, who's sitting here. They have been our staff who have been working tirelessly to make sure that this operates effectively. We have also relied on probably over close to 150 volunteers who have come together, whether it's to sort flows, unload trucks, just man the center. They've done incredible work. So thank you to them. At this point, we've probably served, I was going to say 1,000, but 1,100 people. We have probably given away countless amounts of food, clothing, and needs to people, but also we've given away gift cards and other support totaling probably close to $20,000 at this point. And again, that's thanks to some very, very generous donors. I do want to thank, again, they were mentioned, but our partners, Capital Workforce Partners, the American Red Cross, Charter Oak Health Center, Catholic Charities, the Institute of the Hispanic Family, and also the Hartford Public Library. We've also had support from UConn and other groups, again, in terms of volunteers over the last month plus. It is one of the most incredible and heartwarming things in my career that I've experienced, to see so many organizations come together and do this work. I will just throw out there, the reason that we are in this building is last year there was a school here. This year there is not a school here. We had a vacant space that was leased, and it's only leased for a few more months. We don't know what the demand will be going forward, but we do know that we would like to support and help families as long as we can, as long as we are able to financially sustain that with the help of our partners. We do have a very generous donor who has offered to donate up to $25,000 in matching funds for donations that are given to support this center over the next few weeks. So we really appreciate that individual for their support because, again, basically it doubles the donations that we receive. I think the best way to summarize what this center has meant is for me to ask a few people who have come here for support to come forward and maybe share a little bit of their story. So I'm going to call two people up. Ileana, maybe if you want to, because you guys might want to sit and stand for a while. We have two people that I'd like to call up. We have Lisbeth Rivera Santiago, who's from Naranjito, Puerto Rico. She is here with her two children, and her husband stayed on the island. And we also have Ileana Santana Barada from San Lorenzo, and she is also here with her two children. Her husband stayed in Puerto Rico. Both of them arrived in early November. Right. So I'm going to give them a moment to share their story with you.
Bueno, pues buenas noches. Mi nombre es Ileana Santana Barada.
Good evening. My name is Ileana Santana Barada.
Como le dijeron, pues vengo de Puerto Rico. Llegué un 9 de noviembre.
As has been mentioned, I came here in November, in the early weeks of November from Puerto Rico.
Fue una noche bien difícil.
It was a very difficult time in Puerto Rico during the Hurricane Maria.
El primer día dormí en un hotel.
The first night that I arrived here, I slept in a hotel.
Después al otro día me levanté, un amigo me trasladó hacia el centro de Hartford, que es donde estoy en el Hotel Red Roof.
The following day, a friend of mine was able to find a location for me at the Red Roof Inn.
Pues yo había llenado la aplicación para FEMA el día antes y todavía no estaba como elegida para estar en el hotel, y tuve que FEMA me optó porque yo gastara mi dinero en 4 noches.
FEMA, in order for me to qualify to stay at the Red Roof Inn, they opted for me to spend down the little money that I had when I came here.
Y entonces pues yo decidí, porque no tenía dónde quedarme, pues pagué 4 noches. Ya para el día martes yo tenía la cita de un Chester.
Because I didn't have any place to stay, I pretty much spent the little money that I had, and I was able to make an appointment with a shelter 4 days later.
Pues voy al Chester pensando que me van a ayudar. Ya ese día no tenía más hotel pago. Voy al Chester pensando que me iban a ayudar, pues ahí pues no me dijeron buenas noticias.
I went to the shelter thinking that they would be able to help me, but it was not necessarily the best news.
Me dijeron que tenía que tener un plan para esas noches porque el shelter estaba lleno, había una lista y tenía que esperar.
They informed me that there was a waiting list, and so I had to wait.
Pues me dicen luego que si yo no tenía un plan, pues me podían quitar los nenes.
They informed me that if I didn't have a plan in place, that they would then take my children.
Ella me dijo, pues lo único que puedo hacer es darte la información del centro.
And the person at the shelter said the only information that they had at the moment was of this center, the relief center.
Ya yo la había conseguido en la biblioteca pública y salí directo de allá para el centro y llegué aquí.
So I had received the information, and I had also received it at the Hartford Public Library, and I arrived here to the relief center.
Aquí cuando me atienden, me atendió Michael, pues le dije mi situación, expliqué que no tenía nadie, pues él buscó toda la ayuda, todos los servicios, me dieron ropa, coat, me buscaron comida, no me dejaron salir de aquí hasta que arreglaran y hablaran con FEMA.
Once I got here, I was greeted by Michael, an amazing employee who did everything in his power to help me, provided me with coats, with food, with boots, and everything that I needed. And they would not let me go, they would not let me leave the relief center until all my needs were met.
Entonces, pues, no me dejaron salir de aquí hasta que tuvieran una contestación de FEMA. Pues FEMA lo único que les dijo fue que para se necesitaba más tiempo para poder procesar la solicitud de vivienda en el hotel.
FEMA was also stationed here, and they were able to help me in terms of processing my application at the stay at the hotel being paid for by FEMA.
Pues aquí en el centro buscaron opciones. A lo último, pues me pagaron 4 noches más en el hotel.
At the center, they were able to find options here for me, and they were able to pay 4 additional nights at the hotel.
Ahí estuve hasta el sábado, 4 noches más. Ese mismo sábado me tocaba venir para aquí.
And I was there 4 additional nights through Saturday, and then I came back here to the center.
Yo había hecho una cuenta en FEMA, verificando por la computadora. Me da con entrar cuando estoy aquí sentada, esperando que me atendieran. Pues entro a la cuenta y veo que dice que soy elegible.
When I arrived and looking at the FEMA status, it said that I was able to actually receive assistance from FEMA.
Ahí estuve más tranquila, pues porque tenía más tiempo para hacer lo que me tocaba hacer, que es echar hacia adelante.
And as soon as I received that information, I knew that here at the Relief Center, it was a place where I found hope, because given the information that I had received here in the center, I knew that I could get ahead and start a new life. Gracias.
Hola, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Rivera. Vengo de Naranjito. Llegué el 8 de noviembre.
Good evening. My name is Rivera. I come from Naranjito, Puerto Rico, and I came here on the 9th of November.
Mi historia es un chispito diferente porque yo tuve la bendición de conocer a alguien en Facebook.
My story is a little different because I was able to find someone on Facebook who provided me with information.
Ese angelito me ha ayudado a dirigirme a ciertos caminos aquí.
That little angel has really been the one who got me to come to this relief center for help.
Conocí el centro por medio de ella. Michael fue el que me recibió. Me dio ropa, me dio comida.
The information that I got from my little angel on Facebook led me here, and Michael was the one who received me here at the center. As soon as I got here, I was able to receive coats, food, and the items that I really needed.
En estos momentos yo tengo techo y desde que llegué pues tengo techo porque ella me recibió. No me siento tan desamparada, pero es un poco difícil por el idioma. Son muchos miedos, pero yo sé que puedo salir adelante.
Upon coming to the Relief Center and being able to be provided with all these resources, I was able to secure a place to live. So I do have a roof over my head, and I'm very thankful because I know that it's one step towards a new life, and I'm very grateful.
Yo no he podido recibir ayuda de FEMA porque no me sale como que alguien usó mi dirección y no he podido hacer nada con FEMA, por eso no tengo apartamento hasta ahora.
As of right now, I don't have my own apartment yet because somebody else is using my previous direct address from Puerto Rico, and so I haven't been able to have much success with FEMA because of that. But I am staying with someone. Y le das gracias al centro.
Le doy gracias al centro porque me cogió, me sentí como que era parte de aquí, me hicieron sentir muy bien.
And I thank the Relief Center because they really received me with open hands and made me feel part of a community, a new community. Gracias. So, before we go on a tour, I would like to invite Denise Roan. Gracias. Denise will grace us with her presence. Denise is a spoken word poet and Hartford native.
Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna get a little comfortable. So I have a poem that I actually wrote well before all of this, but Denise heard it and she was like, "Can you please share this at the event?" And so it's just a poem of my own experience. I'm Puerto Rican from Hartford. It's just a spoken word piece, and I hope you like it. Just like this. Don't make the mistake to mistake me for some common mira, mami, mira. Porque mira, there's much more to be seen. See, I'm a Puerto Rican / soul Spanglish speaking Canadian Rican / inner city Hartfordian / light skinned, yellow toned, coarse, curly fro, daughter of the diaspora, yo. My being a blend of Puerto Rican blood, rich con rico unwritten history. Withholding tales of Tainos annihilated, to the tears of Africa's stolen souls, untold songs soon to be sung in Spanish, conquistadors deceitfully cloaked as Catholics, clearly not Christian intent. In through colonization till emancipation, into immigration, dreaming Americanization. Instead, stuck, stifled, slowly drowning in the debris of white supremacy, systemic inequality, and the rancid residue of slavery. And the cycle is recycled. Poverty, prison, pregnancies, poverty, prison, pregnancies, poverty, prison, pregnancies, poverty, prison, pregnancies, poverty, prison, pregnancies. Please, no more government cheese, generational housing subsidies, or disproportionate statistics. Let's put that to rest and break out this mess. Because I too was a poverty, prison, pregnancy heiress. Trailblazing out these barriers, screaming, yes, hell yes, I'm here and I'm blessed. Swaying these ample hips and perking these Latin lips, and in the process, pissing off hypocritical elitists. Because sometimes I intentionally drop my G's, leaving them with a divergent dialect symbolized by a lone apostrophe. While simultaneously phenomenal with this pen of language, I love to blend like a sofrito recipe of garlic, grammar, cilantro, broken Spanish, ajecitos, alliteration, peppers, hyperboles, onions, recao, metaphors, and a pinch of abuela's magic. It's the incandescent colloquial staple of my artistry. See, beneath this tree of integrated ancestral coils breathes a woman of complexity, of simplicity, resilient yet delicate, deeply rooted in Psalms 1:3, delighting in the light of my daddy, remembering there's a grander genesis than this, and that he knew me. He knew me long before the wounds of history or the warmth of my mother's 16-year-old womb. It's time to get woke. See, I have been set free from that little girl raised in mental poverty, and I've come to the conclusion that my identity is not up for debate, and my dignity is not up for grabs. It's time to get woke. I, you, we are more than the sum of these passed on sins that's choked us for centuries. No. His breath of life is our heredity. Love made on purpose, intentional divinity, and if you still ain't hear me, boo, let me break it to you. Every molecule was meticulously and methodically molded to model this magnificence you see before your eyes. A woman who, despite persecution, has stepped into her evolution, standing here inviting you to the revolution. So wake up from your illusion and rise. Porque mira, there's much more to be seen. Thank you.
It's very powerful. Before we conclude with a tour, and also I just want to say a couple of last words. We are so grateful. The Court of Common Council and all of Hartford is so grateful for CREC, for the amazing leadership and work of Aura and the amazing staff that has been so gracious in opening this center and continuing the work. As we move into the holiday season, and there are many of us in the room who cross paths with our immigrant population and has done the work for a long time. Folks like Art Feltman from International Hartford who are here and are receiving our immigrants with open hands. Folks like Board of Education and the Superintendent's Office. Folks like the firefighters who see our community and are there to respond on a daily basis. Folks like the police department, Chief Rosado, who also respond to our community on a daily basis. The need is many, and we certainly want to make sure that we thank each and every single department that has done everything in their power and will continue to do everything in their power to make sure that this center and other centers like it thrive and are able to provide resources to our families. And with, of course, with the help of our state delegation and those who are here today, State Representative Vargas and also State Representative Brenda McGee. And I will now leave you with Aura Alvarado.
Hi, everybody. I want to thank Delise and the City of Hartford for being here. My name has been mentioned a few times, but I have to tell you that it does take a village. I have not been the only one here. I have my colleagues from CREC, the volunteers here in the room that we open the doors and they service people. I mean, we're here from 10 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon and on Saturdays, and there's people waiting out these doors even before we come in. So the need is there. I want to thank the volunteers. I also want to just quickly say the stories that you heard, we cry here a lot. I'm looking at these two ladies, and John. We cry a lot, but there are tears of sadness, but at the same time of just exhilaration because we're going to get something done today, and that's exactly what we did for Ileana. I mean, we did not leave here until we found her a hotel, and then and I have to tell you, people like Ileana and Lisbeth, they're getting things done. Ileana found a job. She found Their children are registered in school and they're doing well. And her husband's coming on December 29th. And I'm just going to put a pitch out there. He's an electrician. Anybody looking to hire, call me. We're going to find him a job as soon as he gets here. But Ileana and Lisbeth, they're doing great things. And that's just two of thousands of stories that we have here. So I just wanted to give you that little update. So for those who are welcome, who can stay, we would love to give you a tour from the moment the folks come in the door till they leave. I want you to experience what they experience. So if you want to join us, we have staff here from CREC and from the center that are welcome to give you a tour. So I want to also thank Darlene Wollaston, who just gave us, she's our foundation and program officer. She's the one making sure that all the money that comes in, and by the way, 100% of the money that comes in, 100% goes out. We do not keep any administrative fees through the foundation. CREC covers all the administrative fees for the staff who run the foundation. So if that's not something to applaud, I have to tell you. So every dollar that comes into this center goes right back out. And she gave me a little update. What? We had, okay, 5 minutes ago, she told me we had 10,000. We have 20?
10,000.
We have what?
We have $10,000.
$10,000 have come in already just because of this event. So I'm excited. So, by the way, if you haven't donated yet, we do have computers online upstairs. As soon as we give you the tour, I'll take you to the computer and we take your credit card, cash, check. All right? Because we're going to get to that $25,000 today. Thank you, and just meet us out there for the tours.